We're back in the Everglades today, and man, do I love this place. Sometimes I like to just wander through the different habitats and quietly observe the landscape, the amazing variety of plants and animals. The first thing you notice is that there are plants everywhere. Sawgrass, palmettos, slash pines. Look closer and you'll see herbivores, some large, most small. If you're lucky, you'll watch a predator on the hunt. And on a good day, you'll see a few alligators. The Everglades. Alligators rule. In an earlier video, we put together a basic Everglades food chain, and we learned how matter and energy flow through an ecosystem. Out here, it is immediately clear that plants dominate. These producers, the first link of any food chain, blanket the prairies, hammocks, and pine rocklands. There is far more biomass in the plants than in all of the animals combined. But as you move up the food chain, you find fewer individuals, less biomass. That's why it is such a treat to see a top predator, like an alligator or a Florida panther. And that's also why a food pyramid is a great way to illustrate the community of plants and animals in an ecosystem. First, you'll see that a food pyramid is divided into levels. We call these trophic levels. A trophic level is a number that signifies the position an organism occupies on a food chain, or in this case, a food pyramid. Level 1 is for the producers. Periphyton belongs here. Level 2 is the primary consumers, the herbivores. That's where mosquito larvae belong. Level 3 is for the secondary consumers, small carnivores and omnivores like the mosquito fish. Level 4, the tertiary consumers, larger carnivores like the great blue heron. And capping it off is trophic level 5, the top predators like the American alligator. This is the peak of the food pyramid, which is why animals that occupy this level are also called apex predators. Now I should just say that a lot of food pyramids only include 4 levels, lumping tertiary consumers in with the top predators. That's not wrong, just a way to simplify things a little bit. In our case, we didn't really want to put the alligators in with the great blue herons because that's just not fair to the alligators. And plus, we like to do things a bit extra. So why a food pyramid and not a food column? Well, it has to do with population numbers, biodiversity, and overall biomass. Trophic level 1, for example, includes not just one clump of periphyton, but all of the periphyton, as well as all of the sawgrass, all of the mangroves, and every other green plant that grows in the Everglades. This is how it works for each level. However, as you move up the pyramid, each level gets progressively smaller. Why, you ask? Well, it has everything to do with the 10% rule we learned about in our food chain video. Let's recap. When we put together a food chain, we noticed that there are usually no more than 4 or 5 links from the producer to the top predator. There's a good reason for this. When an organism eats another organism, it uses up a lot of the food energy that is taken in, rather than passing it all up to the next link on the chain. Much of that energy is used in digestion and other metabolic processes as the organism grows and passes out into the environment as heat energy. At the same time, much of the matter is excreted as waste and is incorporated into the soil. In fact, the rule of thumb is that only about 10% of the chemical energy consumed by an organism passes on to the next level. This is called the 10% rule. So basically, there can't be too many links in the chain, or the predators at the top of the food chain won't be able to get enough of the energy they need to survive and grow. There you have it. Because so much matter and energy is lost as it moves up through each trophic level, it takes a lot more biomass on the bottom levels to support those at the top, hence the pyramid shape. So if you care about gators and panthers, you should also really care about sawgrass and periphyton. It takes a lot of space to grow a lot of plants to support just one top predator. But we're not done yet. We're missing something important. Something that is often overlooked and actually a little unsure of where it belongs on our food pyramid. Most people put it above the top predators, but I think we're gonna make it the foundation because these organisms bring everything full circle. Although they tend to be small, some even microscopic, they actually represent a pretty large amount of biomass and biodiversity in an ecosystem. They are the decomposers, the fungi, the bacteria, and detritivores like millipedes and earthworms. These are the organisms that break down organic waste and tissue, essentially turning dead stuff back into soil. This makes the plants happy, which makes the consumers happy, and the top predators happy, which makes me happy. Earthworms. They're slimy, they live in the dirt, and they eat rotting stuff. But in my opinion, these decomposers deserve a lot more love and attention.